Alright, this is a review and comparison of the Hobie Outback and Hobie Pro Angler. Now let's talk about Mirage Drive performance. Both of these are going to come with the Mirage Drive 180 that has reverse. The reverse is very convenient. You're not going to go wrong either way because you're getting the 180. But the Outback comes with standard fins unless you get the camo edition, then it comes with the turbo fins. It didn't stop me from going fast in the Outback. I don't think you need the turbos, because I put these STs in the Pro Angler and I was still able to get up to what I almost normally get up to. I was getting around 4 miles per hour. I usually can get up to 5 if I'm really pushing it. The only thing I noticed was that I didn't get there as quick. Pedaling was a lot easier because you're not fighting as much water with the smaller fins. You can go shallower with the smaller fins, and the top speed is going to be about the same, and you're not going to have to work as hard to maintain it because the pedaling's easier. But it's not going to be as fast and it's not going to be as quick. If you're looking for a workout, it's not going to be as good of a workout either. But either way, you can go either way with them. You can change that. That's not something to knock either boat for. It's just the downside that it doesn't come with the turbo, and that might be an advantage for some people. So I'm gonna say it's a draw depending on your preference. Would you like to pedal something that's easier to pedal and you're not really in a hurry, or would you like to fight more water with the turbo drive and get out of there a lot quicker, you move a lot faster? The only downside is that if you're in shallower water, they're longer fins, so you can definitely bang them. So I'm gonna call this a draw depending on your preference. So we're gonna talk about paddling both of these boats. The Outback is so much easier to paddle than the PA. That just goes without saying. It's pretty much a no-brainer. The way it's shaped, it's narrower, it's lighter. It's gonna be much easier to paddle. Now, it is still not an easy boat to paddle. It's not a paddling boat, it's not meant to. But it's a lot easier in a pinch to paddle this boat. It does come with the Hobie paddle, which I found to be too small for most people. I'm 6 foot, but I upgraded to, I think, a 260 centimeter paddle from Bending Branches, and it makes a world of difference. It makes paddling either of these boats better than it is with the 230 centimeter Hobie paddle. Paddling with the Pro Angler. Paddling in short stretches in shallow water, go backwards if you don't have the 180 drive. It's not too bad. It's not a big deal. You can do it. You definitely don't want to have to paddle this kayak very long. It can be a real pain. It doesn't track well, and it doesn't track as well as the Outback either. Also, I'd have to definitely upgrade to a longer paddle to use comfortably, because this kayak is 3 feet wide or 38 inches wide depending on which model, and you don't want to be fighting that. And especially if you're sitting in the high position and 6 foot or over, it's just get a longer paddle, because when your drive breaks, because it will happen, my 180 drive just broke, but I was on a big lake and I had to paddle and it sucked. So if paddling is a big thing to you, if you want to use this as a dual purpose kayak, the Outback is the clear winner. Like, if you want to go to rivers, or rocky rivers, shallow rivers, where you're not going to take Mirage Drive, you're just going to plug it and you want to paddle, get the Outback. Hands down, you do not want to paddle the Pro Angler. So the Outback is going to win this category. This category is rudder performance. The Outback comes with a standard rudder, again, with the exception of the camo edition that comes with the sailing rudder. It works perfectly fine. You only get one steering handle, but you can upgrade to the sailing rudder fairly easily, fairly cheaply. I think it's like $35-40. It's not really necessary, but it does help out a whole lot when you have the sailing rudder, from what I've heard. I haven't tried it, but I've heard it makes a night and day difference. The downside is I think the Outback should come standard with the sailing rudder, and I'm not really a fan of the twist and stow rudder. I don't like that it pops up out of the water, and I'm just not a big fan of it. You might be, I'm not. It's just personal preference on that. The standard rudder on the Pro Angler works fine. I had it for a long time. And there's also a sailing rudder upgrade for the Pro Angler, which I did. Made a world of difference. Kind of like the same thing with the people saying that the sailing rudder made a difference in the Outback. It makes a huge difference. It's a lot bigger rudder. The Pro Angler comes with the dual steering handles. I'm a big fan of the Pro Angler style rudder that tucks away underneath the boat. It doesn't have to flip up, and sometimes you'll forget to unstrap the rudder that's on back, and then you have to kind of like stand up and fight and kind of unlatch it, and then you can dip your rudder down in the water. Whereas if on the Pro Angler, where it's tucked up under a way, you pull the rope and it pops right down. The downside is I think the PA should come with the sailing rudder as a standard. I don't get why they do not put a sailing rudder on these big giant Pro Angler boats. It should just be there. With that said, I'm still gonna go with, personal preference wise, the Pro Angler. I just like that design better. It tucks away. If If you hit something, it just kind of folds up. So Pro Angler is going to win this category. All right, the next category is fishability. This is like taking into account of rigging and all that kind of stuff. So with the Outback, you have 4 molded in rod holders. You have the Lowrance Ready system. You've got a front hatch. You've got a nice open back. You can put a crate in, you can put a cooler in, you've got pockets, you've got the middle hatch that you have between your legs that you can even upgrade to the square Pro Angler hatch. But I still feel that the Outback is better for people who bring less tackle. It has less storage than the PA, so it's not great for people who want to bring their entire bass boat worth of tackle. Now, that's where the Pro Angler shines, and it has molded in rod holders behind you, but it also has 4 on the 12 and 6 on the 14 horizontal rod locker storage that goes beside the seat to the front of the boat. It's fish finder ready, of course. All Hobies are. It's extremely stable, so you can fish standing up and set the hook and not have to worry about falling off or losing your balance. Has tons of storage with a huge front hatch, and even the 14 is even bigger than the 12. Huge storage in the back, and it's the same thing. The 14 has even more than the 12. You can bring all the tackle you really want. I have a like 15, 16 foot bass boat. It's a smaller bass boat, but I can actually fit everything I would bring on that bass boat into my Hobie PA 12 and have room to spare. So for some people who don't bring as much tackle, it may be overboard. You'll have a bunch of empty space that you're not going to use that you wouldn't need. So again, it depends on your needs, but for me, I'm going to say the Pro Angler wins this category as well, because I like to bring all my tackle, so that way if I figure something out and I need that bait, I have it. I didn't leave the house without it because I didn't think I needed it. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. If you want to see videos on the Compass, which hopefully I can get my hands on soon and do comparisons with, hit that subscribe button for sure if you want to see that. If you like this video or video series, make sure you like the video, because it really helps me out and it really helps me do these kind of things. And I'll see you guys in the next one.